Welcome to my channel, and my name is Kevin Oduor. The big question for Raila Odinga and William Ruto is on the choice of the running mate. And today, I want us to switch gear a bit and look at what are Raila Odinga options so far and who are the six. I think I've singled out six candidates that are viable for Raila Odinga's running mate. Remember, the choice of running mate for Raila Odinga is inversely proportional to the choice, is directly proportional to the choice of William Ruto's running mate. I don't understand, guys, why there is this obsession that Raila Odinga's running mate must come from the larger central Kenya region. And I think it is because Raila Odinga have actually fallen to the trap of William Ruto. Because when William Ruto started after the 2018 handshake, then he quoted a majority of MPs from Central Kenya, and these MPs were MPs who are not really willing to vie for the presidential seat. Some of these MPs around William Ruto are MPs that initially they were just eyeing the MP, the senator, and the other seats. But then, after him coming up with that group, and that group agreed that they were going to support him, Moses Kuria came out and said that it was time for Central Kenya not to field a presidential candidate. You might give them maybe credit for doing this because the third president and the fourth president of Kenya have come from Central Kenya. Not to mention the first president, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. Now, guys, before I name these six candidates that are viable to be Raila Odinga's running mate, if you're watching this video for the first time and you've not yet subscribed, kindly take a second and subscribe, and more importantly, click the notification bell so that whenever I upload a video, YouTube will automatically notify you. So guys, I also look at your feedback. You can also tell us who do you think can be Raila Odinga's running mate. I think if you ask me, I'm going to make this list in ascending order. So I start from the least possible to the most possible. My number one potential Raila Odinga's running mate is Peter Munya. Peter Munya's running mate, Peter Munya as Raila Odinga's running mate, can only come into play on one situation, on one scenario, that in central Kenya, the Gema nation is divided on the east and the west narrative. Remember, the counties of Kiambu, Murang'a, Laikipia, and Nyandarua are normally regarded, I think Nyeri also, are regarded as the East Gema. But now the West Gema includes the Meru and Tharaka Nithi. Now the Meru and Tharaka Nithi team, I think initially even after 2017, they were complaining that they have been sidelined in the larger Gema region because most of those executive members of the cabinet, especially the president, have been coming from the east. So if that politics can be at play, then Raila Odinga can actually run and keep Peter Munya. But then is also possible in the event that Peter Munya is going to shelve his ambitions for Meru governor seat against Kiraitu Murungi. Now that is one. Two is Moses Kuria. Now I think I opined in this channel that Moses Kuria is a potential Raila Odinga's running mate, and that was really trashed out. The reason why Moses Kuria was trashed out was because he's more radical, but I think what he was bringing on board is the youthful people around the presidency, around that campaign. He's going to inject young blood into it. Another thing, Moses Kuria is vibrant and can campaign. If you look at Raila Odinga, I think he's not very strong, even though he's trying, but he needs energetic people around him who can hit the road and make sure that they campaign. So that is why I front Peter Moses Kuria. Now, my other third candidate is Mwangi wa Iria. Mwangi wa Iria is the current Murang'a governor. He has actually announced that he's going to vie for the presidency. But then, if you go and pick a running mate from Murang'a, and Mwangi wa Iria is also from Murang'a, and is going to vie for presidency, don't you think that he also stands a risk of dividing the county votes, even if he's not going to get the large Mount Kenya vote, but is going to derive a chunk of the votes from the Murang'a area? And then secondly, I also looked at Mwangi wa Iria. Recently, he came out and defended President Uhuru Kenyatta against the attacks from William Ruto and Musalia Mudavadi. So if he can come back to support, he can come back around Uhuru Kenyatta, I think he stands a good chance to be fronted as Raila Odinga's running mate. But I have to mention that this will be a surprise card. Remember, he has also served as a governor 2 terms. So that makes him someone who has been in the leadership for some time and have gelled with the community and can have really been in active politics compared to the other candidates, especially vis-a-vis Peter Kenneth, who has been in the cold, I think, for the last 10 years. So that is why I also front the third candidate to be Mwangi wa Iria. The other candidate that I want to mention, number 4, is Kalonzo Musyoka. Now, Kalonzo Musyoka, I think I am on record in this channel saying that he is my best candidate. Raila Kalonzo ticket still remains my sure bet. There is a 2 million vote basket from the Lower Kambani that you are so sure with when you have Kalonzo and the 3 governors behind you, compared to an amorphous effort of climbing the mountain, while with the 50% turnout from the Central Kenya, you may not even get 1.5 million votes from Central Kenya. I want to believe something, that the Central Kenya voters may not vote Raila Odinga because of the choice of running mate, but they are going to vote Raila Odinga because of Raila Odinga as a person. Even if that is the narrative of the running mate, then do you want to tell me that if Raila Odinga would have picked a running mate from Central Kenya in 2017, then he would have gathered more votes than of 2022? I think the narrative that was sold, that Raila Odinga must get a running mate from Central Kenya, to me was misplaced. He was just supposed to go to campaign as Raila Odinga, beg for those votes, ask for those votes, then go and pick his running mate, who according to me, my best was Kalonzo Musyoka. Now, the other one, number 5th, is none other than Peter Kenneth. Now, Peter Kenneth stands a good chance. He's been around Raila Odinga. He's been branded. He has a very good connection with Raila Odinga's support base, who are the Mount Kenya Foundation. And of course, is being seen as someone who can actually bring a substantive number of votes around Raila Odinga. So, of course, now they think more of Peter Kenneth as a very good choice for Raila Odinga. But I think if all are to be sorted, because Peter Kenneth is not been so active in politics for some time, and I think I mentioned that. Also, I think Peter Kenneth is more reserved. He's more of a corporate person. I think he's better to be a CS in terms of finance or something, or devolution, instead of being a deputy president. Now, my best, and I think the person who is now a front runner to be Raila Odinga's candidate, is Martha Karua. What do Martha Karua bring on board? Martha Karua is an iron lady. This is someone who has worked in the government for, I think, the longest time, apart from Raila Odinga. He's been out, he's worked with the civil society for quite some time. Then she's a person of her own principles. If Raila Odinga is to run the 1 term, then retire in 2027, and he really wants to bring the desired change, he wants to dismantle the cartels, especially the 2 sectors that are ailing the economy. This is the corruption. One of them is corruption. The other one is this issue of land grabbing. I think the issue of the public debt, yes, it is there, but there's something that can be addressed. But for you to pay these public debts and with ease and not to hurt the economy, then you need to seal the loopholes where people, how money really gets out of the economy and it goes to the black market. So I think for that to be achieved very well, you need person in the stature of Martha Karua. Martha Karua is someone who, she's independent. She's not someone who can be called the next day by some maybe quarter somewhere, some sector of deep state, and try to entangle the government. She is not that person. She's so principled and she's not going to accept mediocrity. So if you ask me, I think she is a very good person if Raila Odinga's government is one that is supposed to bring the desired change. Because if you bring Martha Karua, then I think the campaigns are going to change. It's not going to be about kubembeleza watu. No. Martha Karua, Raila government can bring the Magufuli aspect that we require. Actually, she's someone who will be sent somewhere and she can even fire you on the spot because she's so principled, and that is what Martha Karua is made of. I remember in President Moi Kibaki's cabinet, she was called the Iron Lady. So I think, guys, that is why I front. Those are my 6 candidates that I've proposed, and that was my options, especially looking at it. Remember, even the latest story that I did on Martha Karua Raila ticket, one of the reasons why Deep State, according to that tweet, one of the reasons why Deep State did not front Martha Karua is because they feared her, that she's so strong and she's not someone that can be compromised. But again, even Raila Odinga is preferring Martha Karua compared to Peter Kenneth. Martha Karua is a presidential type. She is vied for the presidency. She is in the president. She has run the government and she just knows everything. For me, she is my choice. So guys, that's my analysis for today.